Now let's say that the zombie lunges at you. I'm pretty sure I saw this in a movie once. It's definitely will happen if you try to climb a fence. Okay, but a zombie comes at you and grabs you by the waist and is dragging you backward, trying to rip you off the fence or something like that. You got this, your neck is in the bite zone, so he's probably just gonna pull you out and then just chomp into the neck. You're so close to dead right now. All right, but this is what you can try with a zombie. Okay, just throw your weight forward, folding it half, posting your hands. It's very important you post your hands, otherwise you could just be tipped over forward, okay? Now, for me to drag you backwards, I have to put one foot forward like this. So one hand at a time, grab that zombie's ankle and pull, and the zombie's down. Now, you stomp, that's right, and you've got that leg, and that brings up an interesting secondary point. Don't just go straight for the ankle lock, or you've been watching professional wrestling, okay? So the point I want to make here is that if you have a zombie's leg, if you think about this, it's very hard, it's basically impossible for the zombie to bite you if you have control of a leg like this. Like, even if you weren't spinning me in a circle, making me dizzy, I still basically can't stand up. You could take an ankle into an ankle lock under your armpit like that, wrench straight up with your hips. You could even, you want to try it? If you're watching your wrestling, you can step over and you can go right into sort of a Boston half crab. Now, we didn't practice this or anything like this, but if this is a zombie, you can snap this ankle pretty easy if you drop down to a knee. Don't worry, we'll do a cutaway shot where I show the proper way to do a half Boston crab. But anyway, look at the zombie. The zombie's face down. What am I going to bite? All right, good one. Now, let's say that the same situation, the fence thing, zombie lunges from behind, but this time's got, this big old like bear hug, like a zombie bear hug, right? Again, you want to get the neck out of the, there's lots of defenses in martial arts and self-defense, lots of defenses against the bear hug. Only one that I can think of that's effective against a zombie. All right, so we're going to take a look at that. Zombie gets in a bear hug. You're just going to drop to your butt. She's controlled the hands. That's super important, and I'll show you why. Now, let's say you don't control the hands. You just want to drop to the butt. There's a very good chance you wind up accidentally choking yourself in a rear naked choke. Okay, so instead of doing that, you're going to control those hands. You're going to drop to your butt, and you're going to pivot around. This is not a great position to be in, but we're going to come back to this situation in a second, okay? So let's talk about this situation that you see all the time in the zombie movies. You're on your butt, zombie standing up, pretty common situation, but not as bad as you think. This is not the worst situation, okay? Because one thing you have, assuming you have boots or shoes, maybe even pants or something like this, you're actually in a pretty good position because you can use your legs like this to keep the zombie at a distance where he can't grab you, can't really do much. You can grab your legs, but you can still just push him away, and there's not much that can happen here. If he's a smarter zombie is trying to get around you, you can do this with a zombie all day long, okay? You can even use, bicycle kicks like you were, targeting the knees and the shins, and that's just going to keep me at a distance. Or you could even do sort of a double leg kangaroo kick, and that'll get you a little more distance. And distance is important in this situation because obviously you don't want to be on the ground when a zombie's standing up. You want to be standing. But if a zombie's too close, you can't stand up. Let's say you just try to stand up like a normal person, right? You're just coming right into the zombie, okay? Or even if he's a little further away and you stand up like a normal person, boom, right? So that way that normal people stand up, normal people, like meaning non-zombies, or do I mean people without zombie combat skills? I'm not sure. But the way that like untrained zombie combat type people stand up is there's this moment where they're just like super, thank you for demonstrating, they're just super off balance at a certain point. And it's just kind of this leap of faith where you're just kind of trying to stand up. You go, oh boy, I hope I make it up this time. And that's not even fighting a zombie. That's just standing up normally for people. So maybe we could demonstrate the technical stand-up. So in this case, what's going to happen is you're going to post one foot right near your butt, and you're going to post an opposite side hand kind of near the other side of your butt. And you're gonna use your free hand to give even more power on your knee if you want to. And you're gonna lift your hips, you swing that leg back and through, and you just tripod up. And you're off and away, and you never had that moment of vulnerability like you would normally have, okay? But here's the thing. If the zombie's too close, and you even try a technical stand-up, and you still aren't, okay? So you need distance. How much distance do you need to try to stand up from a zombie? Well, if you can kick the zombie with your feet, it's too close for you to stand up. You could do a sliding kick. A sliding kick is like a technical stand-up, same position, but instead of standing up, you're going to lift your hips, and you're just going to slide that kick forward with your hips. That'll clear you enough space easy to stand up. Or there's even a climbing kick or a rising kick. Same idea, except instead of sliding it toward me, if I'm down and if my face is in your kick zone, yeah, you can lift your hips and really drive that foot forward, and you can kind of, I'm guessing, surprise the zombie good with that. Okay, so once you've cleared enough space with a sliding kick or a double kick or something so that you can't reach the zombie with your feet, he's outside of your foot zone, you're clear for a stand-up, and you're off and away. So you kind of wake up and the zombie's just standing right over you like that. Okay, and what you can do here maybe is reaching down. What you can do here is you can hook his ankles with your ankles. This is kind of a double ankle sweep. With a good control of the ankles, all you have to do is kind of push the knees. And if you push the knees as you pull the ankles, that thing's going to go right down fast. There's no way to resist that sort of leverage. Right? It doesn't take much power or force. But let's say that when you wake up, zombie's over you like this, right? And if you try to hook its ankles with your ankles, but you can't, it's too close. Okay, what are you gonna do? This is where, if you're in a movie, you're gonna die, all right? But in real life, we have strategies. So just use your hands, just control the ankles with your hands and bring your feet through. And with the feet on the upper leg or in the hip, you just apply some, right? That just works like magic. And if you can't get your feet through, maybe the zombie's really coming down on you like this, it doesn't take much pressure. You can just use your knees, very good. Or you can even use, instead of the knees, if you get your hips up a little, you could even, that's even, oh my gosh. That's tremendously powerful. This kind of takes us right back to where we were with the bear hug situation. Now, there's some interesting kind of dynamics here. Because you could hook my ankles with your ankles, and you could push really hard here. But because of where this is, I can bend at my waist, and look what happens here. This is just chompy like. So that's not your best situation. You might be tempted to hook the ankles, let go of the hands real quick, just let go and push the knees, and that might work, but the possibility of being re-grabbed is so high that I wouldn't recommend it. So we can do an interesting hybrid thing here. You got one ankle hooked, you're in a push one, pull one sort of situation. Let's say I'm reaching and trying to grab, but I can't do anything because you've got that wrist control. Here comes the push one, pull one. I'm down. You can do a good groin stomp and the technical stand-up scoop back right away. Then you do whatever you got to do depending on your apocalyptic circumstances. I'm not going to tell you everything. Yeah, you have your own probably opinions at that point. So anyway, that's how you wrestle with the zombie. Well, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's all for today, Apocalypse Scouts. To earn your virtual merit badge for zombie grappling, find some mats and a partner to practice with. Also, like and subscribe, and as always, let's repeat the Apocalypse Scouts oath. Hope for the best, prepare for the apocalypse. Until next time, happy trails, and ask yourself, can you smell what the apocalypse is cooking? Oh, look, we have a little zombie guest today. I want to show you something. This is how you can use a rear naked choke against a zombie. Okay, didn't have time to show you this earlier, but okay, so you're just going to control the wrist, drag it across, and then you're going to put on the rear naked choke, as you know. You're going to get this control here, you're going to get the control here. Be careful. What you don't want to do is release this hand, because then you can...